Hello, this is Safe Lights Headlights again. What we're going to do is do a number of additional videos, just short ones, to show you where there may be problem areas that you run into with different types of headlights. What we have here is a crossfire, and it's different than most headlights that we're going to be dealing with. This crossfire, and we run into it on some GM products, Impalas, that type of car, where they get a lot of fine checking in the glass itself. As you can see, this lens doesn't have any yellow on it, but it's got all kinds of cracking and checking inside of it. They're very fine cracks inside. And anybody doing headlight restoration say you can't make improvements on these. Well, we can improve these tremendously. We can't make them perfect like you see on some of our other videos. But what we're going to do with this one is we're going to hit this with 400 sandpaper, dry sanding. And we're going to take this lens down some and get rid of all this oddball finish drying up in this lens. This takes a bit more time than some other lenses will, because you're going to actually go through this outside lens coat and take it off. This does take time, but we can save this headlight. Very seldom do we run into these kind of lights, but when you do, you want to be able to take care of them to keep your customer happy. This is taking a lot more scouring to get it even. Like I said, it has all the checking down in it. Part of that checking's in this outside clear coat that was already on this car from the manufacturing. I'm going to stick a couple pieces of plastic in here, our little overspray shields. To minimize making any contact with the paint as I sand so aggressively on this. And again, I'm going to make this lens look much better. It's not going to be perfect. If your customer is expecting a perfect lens, you're messing up. You got to tell them you can improve it. This you don't run into very often, as I said before. That's a dry sand. I got a little dust on stuff, no big deal. As I look at this lens, I can see some areas that aren't sanded as well as the others, so I'm going to hit it a little more. Now what I'm going to do is put some water on this. I'm going to wet sand it with 1000. You can see the scratches in this lens that I just created. The nice thing about it is this clear coat's very thin. It will penetrate them and will minimize any of that once we get done. I'm starting to get an even scour on here, and sometimes it just takes a lot of elbow grease. We've even gone so far on some in the past that were really bad where we used the DA. We're getting an even finish on this now. This lens is going to straighten up pretty well for us. Again, as I said before, in all of these, I'm going to spray this, wipe it with a clean rag so I get all contaminants off of it. Now there's moisture in this headlight from the water I just sprayed on. That doesn't hurt anything. We're going to let it dry a little bit, and then we're going to clear coat this one, and you'll see how good it comes out. And these little shields save you so much time. It's about dry. Now, I've had somebody call and complain that their clear coat wasn't working right or wasn't curing. And the reason is, I found out they were taking alcohol to clean the lens. That pulled all the moisture out, And since that's the activator for the clear, it wouldn't cure. So you want that final step with the water on it and nothing else. And then we clear coat it. Again, a brush type stroke, letting your finger off at the end of the button each time. We're going to let this cure. And as I said before, there's some hazy areas in here from the humidity reacting with the clear. But as this cures, this will dissipate. It will go away because that is the activator. Just a simple tip. This will look very good in just a couple minutes. Of course, this time we're going to have some extra cleanup because of the dry sanding we did.